Scarpelt. You, traitor. Leave my mate and my pups alone, Scarpelt. Scarpelt. You. Don't you dare hurt my mate and my pups. Go, Scarpelt. Leave this place. Traitors. Why didn't you have the guts to stay in my pack, you stupid traitor? I don't care what you call me. Get out of here. Get out of here. Fine. I will leave. But I will return. And then I will take care of this pup problem. You almost said father to him. I know. I guess I still view him as a dad somehow. Although it's been like a while since he's been friendly to me. We'll have a lot of explaining to do. The pups heard everything. Yeah. Come on, let's take them home first. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna escort Scarpelt out of our territory. You sure he won't try to attack you? Nah, when you threw him down the ledge the first time, he knocked himself dizzy. See him? He can't even walk straight. Don't worry about him. Okay. Take the pups home. You will have a lot of explaining to do. Yeah. Come on, pups. Let's go home. Mommy, I'm not sure if Skyon can walk yet. Walk to the... Can you please carry him, maybe? Of course. Skyon, come here. Come on, William. Mossflower, come quickly. I need your help. Ferncreek, I see a lot of you around my den lately. What happened? I'll show you. Come on quickly, Mossflower. Skyon is hurt. I see. Why don't you go up onto the rock or just go back to your pups? I'll take care of Skyon now. Okay. Get well again, Skyang. Get well, Skyang. Mommy. What is it, William? I'm tired and I'm thirsty. Okay. The gravel lake is just up ahead. I'm gonna take you down. The stone lake, as I call it. Here. This is the easiest drinking spot. Don't go too deep in, Willow Young. But it's fun. I know it is. I want to go really deep in. I want to explore. Ah! Willow Young. William, get out of the water. I mean it. Get out of the water. William. William. Mossflower, mossflower. Mossflower. Willow Young almost drowned. What? Ferncreek, how many of your pups can you get hurt? Go back to your den now before more of your puppies get hurt. Yes, right away, Mossflower. Pups, I'm back. Wait, a heartbeat. Where's Squirrel Young? She went out on an adventure to find her siblings. What? Young's bound to die out there. Now you're the only ones I have left. That's not true, Ferncreek. Back into the den with you. Silver? Yes. I heard her cries for help and came in time to save her from being trampled by an angry mama elk protecting her calf.
But now I want to know, we already had our pups.
Answer my question. Where are the others? Oh, they're here. What? What? Mossflower! You're gonna have to be careful with Skyang's shoulder. It still hurt a bit. Okay, thanks so much. You're welcome. Now I'm going to have to go and sort herbs again. Willow Young, Sky Young, oh, you have a bandage. Yeah. Mossflower put this. Oh God. Mossflower put this stuff on. You see, it's not just a bandage. She also put some juice stuff on. And I drank some stuff. It's gonna help me. I'm so proud. Gray Silver, you can watch the pups. Tell them that their siblings are back. Okay? But now, Mommy, you have to tell us who that strange wolf was that wanted to kill us. Yeah, and why he wanted to kill us. Listen, that wolf was Scarpelt, and the story of the hatred between him and me starts a long, long time before you were even born. A long, long time ago, there was a wolf called Jaywing. She was strong and brave, and like her siblings, she had been stolen by Tall Walker at the age of a pup. Alpha chased after the Tall Walker and brought Jaywing and her siblings back. But by the time they returned, Jay Young, as her name was back then, was ready to become a warrior. Jay Wing. An evil warrior called Swamp Heart, or Coyote Heart, as she wanted herself to be called, wanted power over Winter Pack and all the other packs in the forest. She wanted all of it, every single little bit of territory that was available. She lived in the marshes, among algae and weeds, but she wanted more than the gigantic marshes that she possessed. So, one morning, in Marsh Pack's algae-ridden base camp, Coyote Heart spoke to Wetpelt and told him to go. You shall find one of those wolves that just came back, she snarled. The thing was, Jaywing and the others had learned to survive, but they hadn't learned to follow the pack code and its importance. That is why they didn't know that the contact to a different pack's warrior was forbidden, and Swampheart wanted to use that. Find one of them and make them become your mate. When you are mates, come to me again. Don't disappoint me. Okay. So the slime-covered warrior set out and soon found Jaywing. He showed her hunting techniques and gave her gifts. He invited her to Marshpack's base camp and all kinds of things. Well, not exactly to the base camp, but definitely into her territory. The two soon became friends, and then someone partners. Finally, just as Swampheart had wanted it, they became mates. Very soon, they started mating, and soon after that, Jaywing became pregnant with Scarpelt at her side. Not long after that, Jaywing had 6 beautiful pups that were always bouncing around and usually always giving her trouble. The pups' names were Gray Young, Bounce Young, Tree Young, moose young, elk young, running young, and last of all, Fern young. Can you guess who little Fern young was? No? Fern young was me. I was Fern young back then. Scarpelt soon worked on making all the pups love him a lot, so that they would follow him instead of their mother, and he could proceed to the second step of his plan. But it never worked on Fern young. She always stayed very close to her mother, and her mother always stayed very close to her. The second step of the plan was the most painful thing I'd have ever lived through. One night, Wet Pelt came to the pups when J-Wing wasn't around, when they were old enough to walk. And one by one, he called them and called to them, said they would come with him now. The pups followed their father. I did too, although I had my doubts. That was why I stayed at the back. So the pups followed their father, and their father took them to Marsh Pack. I was at the very back. But, however, from then on, we lived as Marsh Pack warriors in Marsh Pack, and were raised as Marsh Pack pups. And even though I didn't want it, and only stayed at the back of the group, it was the only decision I had. Our father spent a lot of time telling us that pack loyalty to Marsh Pack was everything, but he didn't mention that we had a Winter Pack mother. But we remembered her, and in one part of my mind, I wanted to find her again, and I would do everything I could. Now, the alpha of our pack, Winterheart, is very cunning. She spent many suns working on the river, until finally she managed to get it to flood the Marsh Pack base camp temporarily. Now, in Marsh Pack, every wolf's loyalty is only to Marsh Pack's alpha, Coyote Heart, not to the packmates. That's why, when Marsh Pack's base camp flooded, all the wolves escaped, saving their own lives, and not the lives of their littlest members. Alpha had hoped it would happen. That night, J-Wing came and one by one paddled over to her beloved, and one by one pulled them to safety. She grabbed them by the scruffs of their necks and dragged them to safety, to a place where they would be safe. After all, she could swim, and she could climb through the weaving mass of prickly weed stalks that were slowly but surely being swallowed up by the current. She grabbed her drowning pups and dragged them to safety, one by one, saving their lives. Then she took her beloved pups by the scruffs of their necks, and after pulling them to safety, one by one pulled them through a secret tunnel to safety in Winter Pack's territory. Now that she had brought them through a secret tunnel to Winter Pack's territory safely, a group of warriors helped her drag the exhausted pups up to Winter Pack's base camp behind a waterfall, where we would now be safe from the cruelties of life, Marsh Pack, and even our own father. time passed, and very soon Wet Pelt stole the pups back. But it wasn't very long before I escaped and ran away to join Marsh Pack and to go back to my true home with my mother in Winter Pack behind the waterfall. Not long after, the other pups followed my example and also joined Winter Pack as I did. It wasn't very long before all of us were in Winter Pack. Soon after that, Wet Pelt began to rage in fury. Some of my siblings had to go through a lot and didn't want to join us until the very last. And that put Wet Pelt in a rage. That is why Scarpelt is trying to kill us and why he hates me so much. It's because I brought my siblings, my stolen siblings, to Winter Pack, and because I am raising a family here. It's because he thinks and believes that because of that, saving myself and my siblings, I'm a traitor. That is why Wet Pelt, well, now known as Scarpelt, he changed his name like Coyote Heart did. That is why Scarpelt hates us. Now, go to bed, little ones. Sleep well. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Sleep well. Good night. Good night.